What's going on, everybody? This is Josh Engelman. I know you're normally used to hearing the sweet pipes of Jake Hari, but filling in for him today to take a look at what's going on for the Saturday, June 9th slate. And it's honestly kind of crazy. The night slate's garbage, or at least tiny. Only 4 games. So we have a monster day slate. However, FanDuel decided to cut the legs off of it, and we only have 5 games on the FanDuel early slate. We've got 11 games on the DK early slate, and then we just have the crappy main slate. So what I'm going to do is just take a peek at a couple teams that I think will grade out really well for me tomorrow, totally independent of slate, and then tomorrow morning, I'll do a video where I'll go through some individual crunches for the FanDuel early slate, then the DK early slate, and then finally just the full main slate. So right off the bat, first team that's jumping off for me is the Astros. They are popping up with the best sort of combination of points and salary, and that's on both sites. Astros are on the road in Texas. They've got a 5.7 run implied total right now, 63% chance to win. They're throwing Charlie Morton. The Rangers have Mike Minor going, who's somebody that I normally stack. Or stack against, rather. I'm going to have a bunch of this game for the main slate. That implied total is really, really nice right now. Although, oddly, still only second because of the Rockies and the Coors game. But the prices for the Astros are just super, super low. George Springer leading off, grading out really well, 4,100 on FanDuel, 4,900 on DK. I mean, I'll have this entire line. Max Stassi probably won't pop into like a ton of my lineups if he's hitting 8th. 4,000 on DK is pretty pricey if you can get Gaddis at 4,100, hitting 2 spots above that. But on FanDuel, guys like Marisnik, I'm still willing to take, even if he's hitting in the 9 hole, just because of that price. Gets you to a bit different of a stack for the Stros as well. I like it all, though. Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Correa, Gurriel. That's about as good of a 5-man stack as you can get. Big-time fans of the Astros tomorrow night. And that's both sites. No qualms with anybody on either one of them. You know, you obviously don't want too much Stassi on FanDuel because you don't need the catcher, but Astros looking really good. As for Morton, he's the most expensive pitcher on the entire FanDuel slate, in case any of you degenerates are playing the all day. He's also the most expensive pitcher on DK at 12.4. He's not my favorite pitcher on the slate. I'm probably a little bit more interested in Blake Snell on FanDuel and on DK. While they're kind of in different price tiers, I really like David Price. I don't know why I'm going over more pitching. We're smack dab in the middle of going over some hitting, but we're going to keep going with that. Domingo Germán looks pretty good on FanDuel. I don't totally love the $8,500 price point. I'd like to see that a couple $100 lower. But the Price is my crown jewel at the top tonight or tomorrow. If you're trying to roster David Price, you'll only be getting him on the DraftKings early slate. I mean, they might put out one of those like turbos or whatever the name is for just the 4 o'clocks, but that's not up right now. As of right now, it's just the Red Sox is part of the early slate on DK, and Price is grading out for me as the clear number 1 option. FanDuel especially, I really do hope that a 4 o'clock series pops up because $8,300 price point. I have got him with a really nice projection tomorrow, so give me some David Price. Hopping back into hitting, and this one won't be terribly surprising. The Rockies, also in the late slate, they get the benefit of Coors, 6.2 run implied total. 56% chance to win against the Diamondbacks. Matt Cook going for Arizona. Not going to be a game where you're looking for any pitching, but holy hell, that 6.2 run implied total is gigantic. Now you're paying up for it here, so you might have to get creative with your main slate pitching options, because nothing's coming cheap in this projected Rockies lineup. LeMahieu at 4,400 leading off. Charlie Blackmon at 5,700 on DK. Nolan Arenado, 5,800 on DK. 4,500 for Cargo. 4,800 for Trevor Story. I mean, even Para is at 3,900 on DK. Then it's not much better on the FanDuel side. You know, Arenado at 5,200 for a third baseman is a healthy price tag. Trevor Story at 4,200. With that said, they grade out really well. That's going to happen with a 6.2 run implied total. I mean, that's going to juice everybody's projections quite a bit between cores and just this pitching matchup. I love it. I'll have a bunch of Rockies. There shouldn't be too much of a problem to fit them in, but we'll go over some crunches tomorrow morning in the video that I think will be beneficial. Let's see, which side of the coin do we want to go to for the next stack? I want to make sure I'm talking about a bunch of different ones. All right, the next two are going to be both in the 4 o'clock range. So the Red Sox are my current number 3 stack on FanDuel. They're playing in the 4 o'clock set, so we'll see where that ends up. 5.6 run implied total for the Red Sox. David Price is throwing for Boston. Carlos Rodon going for Chicago. And I've already eschewed the virtues of Price. I think he grades out really nicely. 8,300 on FanDuel, 9,200 on DK. He's a guy that I'm going to have pretty high exposure to. I would expect him to be my highest by far. So long as I'm not totally wrong and we don't project his ownership to be crazy low, but that would be very surprising to me. But I'm not just here for Price. I want to take a look at the Red Sox bats. Rodon, I've wanted to see him be better just because of living in North Carolina. But I think he's going to struggle here against the Sox. I know the Red Sox haven't been great against lefties, but that's not going to slow me down. I want a lot of Bogarts. I want a lot of J.D. Martinez. Eduardo Nunez at 2,900 on FanDuel. That's just comically low. I would want some of him on both sites. Dual eligibility on DK. I'll have some Sam Travis since I only have to pay 2,300 for a first baseman. I'll also have some Rafael Devers, 2,900 on FanDuel. Just super cheap for a third baseman. And the prices are great on DK too. I'll be seeing most of this lineup outside of just Christian Vasquez on FanDuel. And finally, I'll talk about, I guess, my third stack on. You know, I should probably get an early game here. Let me put the times in. We'll talk about one from the early slate on FanDuel as well. How about... I should probably talk about the Orioles. Orioles are on like a virtual tie with the Red Sox for me, so Orioles will be the last team I touch on. They do play in that early slate, so you can take advantage of that short one on FanDuel. Oddly enough, I get the Orioles because they are underdogs in this game. 4.3 run implied total. They are only 46% to win. I don't normally get to stacks like that. But this is just an amazing price point. Jace Peterson leading off, second base option at only 2,000. That's going to be an issue. He'll be pretty chalky because of that price point and the position and that the fact that FanDuel's slate is so short. So he'll be a nice part of a stack. That'll probably keep Jonathan Scope's ownership relatively low, but you know, you could put him in that utility spot on FanDuel if you needed to. Peterson 2,800 on DK, so he's still even pretty low there. I'd be looking at a 1 through 6, any combination of the 1 through 6 here. So it's Jace Peterson, Adam Jones, Manny Machado, Jonathan Scope, Mark Trumbo, and Chris Davis. That would be the focus of where I was. Trey Mancini is a guy who I don't normally get to, particularly if he's going to be hitting 7th. I don't necessarily mind if he's part of a stack, although he doesn't have the best price point. But he's got enough pop that I wouldn't totally stay away. But that Peterson price is going to make an Orioles stack like more affordable to be able to get to some things. They'll be the stack that can make that happen. Because even Machado is not even a crazy price, 4,500 or 5,200, depending on which site you're playing on. Makes me really like Trumbo there. 2,600 on FanDuel is a pretty good bargain. I don't think I have anything else really to touch on. All the scoring is in the 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock games, whether that's the Red Sox, Indians, Astros, Diamondbacks, or Rockies. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow morning. We'll do a video. I'll break down all of the lineups, make any adjustments for anything that comes out overnight, and then we'll take a closer look at some crunches. It'll just be an old school solo show, just me. Probably do it live. So that people can get some early slate questions in. So if you're trying to get any questions about the early slate, tune into the live stream. Probably do that, I don't know, somewhere around like 9, maybe 10 Eastern time, leading up to the early slate. Oh, it starts at 12. So yeah, probably around 9 we'll get all our questions in. We'll probably have some lineups trickling in as well. But yeah, we'll touch on all of that. We'll touch on the entire slate. I'll have spotlight hitters and pitchers and stacks out before I even go live, so you can check that stuff out as well. No live stream or anything tomorrow. It's just the content early in the morning, and who knows? Maybe we'll be slowly prepping for Game 5 in the NBA Finals. As of right now, as I finish recording this, I believe it's halftime. It's about to be halftime. 58-52 Warriors. So I don't know. Go Cavs, I guess. I'm going to go watch the second half. Best of luck to everybody if you're listening to this tonight and you're still in some tourneys. Have a good one.